Hello and welcome to Watch What Crappens Crappy Hour. I'm Ronnie. That's Ben over there. Hi, Ben.
Hi, Ronnie. How's it going?
Good. What's been going on with you today, baby?
You know, it's been a busy day getting back into the grind of things. There's been so much happening in terms of Love Island and Real Housewives. It's been a lot. It's been exciting, So what about you? What have you been up to?
Been some exciting times. Yeah, we're having some turnover. We've got a lot of shows leaving, a lot of shows coming back on the air.
So much is happening. Okay.
Yeah. So much is going on.
Yeah. We just had, so our last show of the tour was on Thursday, which was super fun. And we just celebrated all weekend. And that was so great. It was so great to celebrate, be with friends and family. But now I'm it's wow. Now it's over and time to get back to business,
Yeah, and here we are, back to business. So this is Crappy Hour. This is where we talk Bravo headlines, news, gossip. What's looking good for you this week?
You know what's looking good for me? I'm just looking at the document, TM, and one of the first things that I saw is this headline you put in there. Teresa Giudice has an on-air meltdown, because I did not hear about this, and I want to hear about Teresa's on-air meltdown.
Oh my gosh. So she went on WGN. We've gone on there before, me and you. I felt very famous when they were like, wow, she went on WGN and got upset.
Yeah.
We were on there,
that
right?
Guy Larry. What'd you say? We
were on there, right?
Yeah, we were on WGN, and it was one of the anchors, I think his name was Larry, and he was kind of hot in an oafy way, because he didn't understand anything. And he was what? The Real Housewives, this stuff is silly. It's just women fighting. He was one of those, but then his anchor was a lady, and she was nice. She's like, well, Larry, it's a really fun, it's a fun show. God, I love talking about it. What do you think about what do you think about Ramona Singer? Can you do a Ramona Singer impersonation? So she was our people, but he was like, what's up with these ladies? And it was really fun.
Yeah. He was very much like, well, sounds crazy. Maybe I'll get into it. Well, I love that lady that he works with just keeps getting him involved, because apparently she's just going to bring all kinds of Bravo people on there. And I love that for him. I love that he's just stuck with that for the rest of his life. Yeah. It's like marrying a Bravo fan, working with a Bravo fan is like marrying a Bravo fan. If you're not one, you're screwed. She's just going to be like, okay, now this is Bethany Frankel. Bethany, what do you think of the corn chowder around here?
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
Use a little bit more cream. How about this? How about instead of corn chowder, how about a little bit of cheetah brand chowder? Because that's what this is. It's just a big cheetah brand chowder.
Okay, so Teresa was on. This is from Daily Mail, UK. So the Zoom interview. She did a Zoom interview with WGN News, and it began pleasantly enough, because how can you not? It's WGN, Probably something like, oh, hey, Larry, you ever heard of Real Housewives of New Jersey? Hey, is that one of those crazy house shows where the wives are crazy and yell at each other? It sure is. Stop pretending you don't watch it, Lou, or Larry. So it began pleasantly enough, because she was asked if she's going to star in the Jersey reboot, and she responded, I hope so, because I'm the OG, so I guess so I guess we'll see what happens. And she says, you're gonna have to ask Bravo for that.
Potash, her smile soon faded as host Larry Potash. See, it was Larry. We should have known that Larry did this. Larry Potash quipped, how is it that a family doesn't pay their taxes for years? This is exactly the sort of question that this guy would ask. That's hilarious. So she did not like that, it sounds like.
They got this part, but I think that she said in this, I think she was like, whose family? Huh? Whose family? Like yours. Who do you think we're talking? What do you think we're going to ask you about the Chrisleys? Yours, dummy. And she's like, all right, yeah, you know what? I'm going to hang up now. That's it. I'm going to hang up now. And she hung up on his ass. That was it.
And then it says the baffled host said, She didn't like the question. This is definitely Larry who said this. She didn't like that question. Isn't that part of the show? I love that this article is totally proving the jokes I was making at the top of it about Larry. I was like, he was totally this guy. I was like, oh God, these Real Housewives. I mean, so don't they just fight on that show? Don't they just not pay their taxes and fight on that show?
Yeah, but that's how Teresa will do it. She's either going to call you the C word and threaten your family, or she will hang up on your ass. And that's what she did. So then we find out that it's been revealed they have $3 million in state tax liens placed on them because they've not paid their taxes. Okay. And according to the New Jersey courts, Teresa owes $300,000 in unpaid taxes and Louis owes $2.5 million. And
wow.
It's on top of an earlier lien, $163,000. So are they paying any taxes? No wonder Gia's like, there's no taxes in Jersey. That's why I don't move to this city. There's no taxes here. Stop listening to your parents. You're going to be in jail.
Yeah, seriously. These are not good financial planners. They're just not good planners in general, I would actually say. Just broaden it up into any categories. They're not planning for it.
I don't even think it's planning. I think they're just like, no, we don't got to pay that. I mean, everybody knows you got to pay taxes, right?
No, you don't. You don't have to pay taxes if you got like a husband who loves you. No taxes there.
Yeah, this was like this is the least surprising, outcome for Teresa and Louis that they owe like millions in taxes. I mean, this guy does not have the money to fund their lifestyle. I'll tell you that much. And Teresa makes money from Bravo, but she hasn't been working in a year on Bravo significantly. And, her books, like I think it's past the heyday for those books to bring in a lot of money. So it's just not going to keep up with their lifestyle.
Well, they're screwed. I mean, we said it when we first saw this guy, Louis, come on the scene. We said he's going to get her back in prison. And let's see. I mean, I don't think just us said that. I think anyone with, a brain, or reasoning skills probably said that. But, hopefully she doesn't go back to jail. Although she did a great job in jail. I think she's probably had the best housewives jail stint of all, right? Like she met all those people. She learned to make shanks and ponchos. She did great.
She did, although we're still waiting to hear what happens when Jen Shah gets out because the rumor is that Jen Shah was leading doing like talk shows and fashion shows or pageants or something like that. She became friends with Elizabeth Holmes. So Jen Shah has a pretty good like jail resume at this point.
Yeah, she's
the difference is that
well, she's like a theater kid. Like Jen Shah's producing housewife shows in the jail. So that's been pretty impressive. Hope we don't have to find out about that one on TV. So that'd be nice. But let's see. I didn't read this next one, but while we're talking about Jersey, I just thought it was an interesting headline link. So let's see what it is. Open link. You know what? I'm opening it along with you. Caroline Manzo, honest warning about new Real Housewives show. She walked away from Real Housewives of Jersey with a marriage intact and a sanity mostly unscathed. But she says that was pure luck. Before Bravo could lock in Aleka Fraser for the upcoming Rhode Island version, Manzo delivered a no-nonsense reality check that convinced Fraser to walk away from the show.
Yeah. She said, listen, you go on to Bravo, and next thing you know, you can't even throw ham at the wall anymore without someone making fun of your kid. You can't even have a kid who aspires to open up a car wash anymore without people mocking you. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah, she says, don't do it. You'll blow up your life. Cut my face and put it into a reaction that I didn't really have. Snippeted my husband's voice to create fake cheating rumors. Caroline, those are not fake cheating rumors. That man never comes home. When your man has an apartment in his workspace, it's not just because of the commute.
Yeah. It's, poor Caroline. It's too bad it took her 4 seasons to realize they were doing all these tricks to her.
Caroline had no idea.
Caroline Manzo, really. It's too bad. You know what? And I'm so sad that she had that temporary amnesia about all the things that Bravo does that led her back to Girls Trip. Because like Bravo's obviously so awful, she would never go back there. But I guess she forgot, so she went back after all. So don't do it. Don't do it. Yeah. Don't do it, person from Rhode Island.
But I like that Bravo, Bravo's notoriously bad with their editing because they'll try and get tricky with our editing, but then you see someone holding a phone and then they're holding a different phone, like happened on the Valley this week, stuff like that, or a couple weeks ago. But this, snipping in her husband's voice was good because it was just like Frank Oz. It's like,
oh, I want you to come up to my office as soon as possible. I just want to give you hugs.
Like, wait a minute. This doesn't sound right, but America fell for it. Like, Kermit's cheating on Caroline Manzo. That poor thing. That poor thing.
Yeah. What's so funny to me? This has nothing to do with Caroline Manzo, but this article talks about Real Housewives of Rhode Island. That's actually
good. You know what? I say that sometimes because, like, I'm reading news about Iran, and I'm like, well, it's not about Caroline Manzo, so I'll just keep reading. So, go ahead. That's actually how, like, all of my stories to begin.
But it's just funny in this article, they're talking about Real Housewives of Rhode Island, and they have the little acronym RHORI, which I hadn't actually really seen before. And, when you say it out loud, it says Rory. But I like that the accent is built in, because with the H there, it really becomes Rory. And I'm like, that's
Rory.
Perfect for this show. You guys gonna watch Rory? Like, you have to say it in the accent,
Rory.
I love that for it.
Get ready for some
Rory.
Rory. They have such close ties to all the Jersey people because supposedly Dolores, as we talked about, is going to go start the show off and be like, welcome to Rhode Island Rails. It's me, Dolores. So I guess they're all connected somehow. It's good signs. That's good signs for that show.
Yeah, I'm sure it's all connected or whatever. But Caroline Manzo, sure, Bravo, does clever editing they'll take one reaction from one thing and put it in somewhere else. But you were on that show starting in 2009 or whatever. Those tricks were highly advertised even then. You're just no babe in the woods. So I say get over it. And I don't want to hear about tricks that Bravo does when you've got a brother-in-law who basically attacked your sister. And you seem more angry at Bravo than you are at your brother-in-law.
Yeah, while we're talking about people ruining people's lives, how about apologize to your sister? You fucking weirdo.
Yeah.
So in some very terrible news, I've got some really bad news, and I don't like to bring this I love negativity. I like anger and rage, but I like it to be about, things that people are doing and stuff like that. I don't like it to just be about the sad states of things, but I have to break that today because it is rumored. There's a new rumor out of who the cast of Love Hotel season 2 is going to be. Oh, no. And it's not who we wanted. Okay. Because we wanted, who'd we want? Like Sutton.
We said Sutton.
Karen. We wanted Karen to, just cheat on Ray and do it.
Karen. I think we were going to, was there someone from Orange County? Let's see. I'm trying to remember who is in the mix. I'm like,
I think just keep putting Shannon.
Alexia, maybe Sutton, Alexia, Shannon, Luann. But definitely like Sutton and Alexia, I think were in our mix.
Yeah, I think we came up with a pretty good cast for it the other day. We were hoping somebody would listen, but guess what? They did not, because the rumor, this is coming from Nick Viall via Up and Adam Live, is where I'm actually reading about Nick Viall saying it. But so this is third-hand news for everybody out there, or fourth-hand, because Nick Viall heard it from somewhere too. But he just dropped a bomb about the rumored all-male cast of Love Hotel Season 2 featuring Bravo's most notorious man-children. Uh-oh. Shep, Carl, Jesse Lawley, and Tom Schwartz. Are you fucking kidding me? Is there a bath among these men?
Why are we still peddling Tom Schwartz? Okay, like I can see that there's an argument to be made for Carl and Jesse and Shep because they're actively on shows. But Schwartz was never the star of Vanderpump Rules. He's never been terribly appealing. He's just sort of like floppy. He's like a piece of gum on the bottom of your shoes. He's cute, but he does not need to be on this show. No one cares about his love life. No one cares if he finds love. We know it'll just be him being like, oh, and it's not going to be interesting. Now, I would also say that this entire cast, that this is not what any of us want to see, because you've established that Love Hotel is for women of a certain age to find a man. And part of what I really loved about Love Hotel was that it was so weird. And I loved that we saw women who are older than your typical 24-year-old blondie from Nashville dating strange older men. Earl to Pearl, Phil, and what's his face, Ralph. You know, like that was funny to me. I don't want to see these guys dating just like typical reality TV flotsam and jetsam.
Yeah. Linksy says none of those people are looking for love, just penicillin. I would have to agree. And on your note about the previous casting, also, I think with the women, they're casting age appropriate men, you know? They're like, okay, we've got someone in their 50s. Let's cast someone in their 50s. We've got someone in their 60s. Let's give them people in their 60s to go. These guys won't. They'll all be 22. You know, it'll be all these old dudes with like their 22-year-olds trying to get their Instagram accounts padded. And Shep, here's one positive thing. When we saw Shep have his relationship show called Relationship, which is kind of a deep cut. I don't know if any of you watched that, but it was the first reality show I've ever seen where everybody self-evicted. I mean, you spend 5 minutes with that guy and people were just like, nah, I'm out of here. I mean, I've never seen The Bachelor get dumped so many times. The Bachelor was just a revolving door of girls who were like, hell no.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun.
Shep tried and failed to anchor a dating show. It's not if it didn't work then, it's not going to work now. There is one positive in all this. Actually, I would say there was probably 4 positives in all this, and that's the STD results. Congratulations. You're all positive for something. No, but for real though, I also think that like these are not people who are like really looking for love. I think what's fun about the Real Housewives is that those 4 women, well, maybe not Giselle. Giselle was there just for the lulz, but like Luann, Ashley, and Shannon, those to me seem like lonely women who wanted to.
Ashley's been dating Beavis. Take Ashley.
Yeah,
out.
but they
Take
still want to
Ashley out.
they want a man in their lives. You know, they want someone in their lives. And especially like Shannon and maybe to some degree Luann, I think that they are in a place where they're thinking about like, I don't want to do this again. I want to find the one that sticks, that carries me to the grave. Like this is the one. I want to grow old with someone. And there's like a sense of urgency about that. That's like different than the biological clock urgency. And these guys are just like, oh, I want to be in a relationship so that way people think I've grown up when they haven't at all.
Yes. Yeah, that's true. They need like reputation rehab, whereas the women are like, no, we literally just want someone decent in our lives. That would be nice. Because even Ashley would dump Beavis if she found someone good enough, you know?
And yes, and honestly, I don't know if I can deal with an entire dating show of Carl having heart-to-hearts with girls saying, yeah, I'm just like taking things like one day at a time. Like now that I'm sober, being on a beach is kind of crazy because like all the sand, it kind of reminds me of like having margaritas. And so it's just like, it's hard. It's like really hard these days. My ex was really into it. Oh.
I'm sober. I just wanted you to know I'm sober. They'd be like, we know, Carl. Jesus Christ. Every time he ordered a Sprite, he'd want a fucking Nobel.
Yeah. And by the way, Jesse Lolly is also a villain. And so, like, I'm not rooting for him to find love. I'm rooting for, like, natural disasters. Like, I want him to be on, like, Tornado Hotel. I want him to be in a hotel where a tornado comes through and he gets destroyed. You know, like, I'm not rooting for love for him. I don't want him to find love.
I want him to, like, get stuck on the Wicked Tuna boat and just watch it ruin his shoes and make him hang out with manly men who, like, go chase tuna.
I just want him to get eaten by a tuna. How about that? And they're like, sustainable now, bitch.
Yeah, I think Jesse Lolly needs like a Lifetime movie ending where he's like thrown down the stairs, like, oh, he's dead. And then, but he gets back up and keeps chasing you. And then he's stabbed. And they're like, oh, he's dead. But then he gets up and keeps chasing you. And then he just ends up in jail or something. You know, I won't say dead because that's not nice.
Like,
but
if they are going to do this, fine. But like, if we have to drop someone, it should be Jesse Lolly because he is a villain. And I don't want him to have some sort of redemption arc where he gets to fake cry about Isabella and like how hard it is for him and his fucking hair dent. I don't want to see it. If you're going to throw in another guy in there, then I don't know. But throw in someone from Southern Hospitality. How about that? Throw Joe Bradley in there or like literally anyone. Like there's got to be someone other than Jesse Lolly. Why don't we put Zach? Well, no, Zach I guess has Bungie. But like,
oh, that'll really fuck it up though. Having a gay mixed in there. Oh my gosh,
that would be great. Yeah, but they can't. That does fuck it up because like the
Zach wouldn't even hang out with the guys. He'd go hang out with all the women who were on the show.
Yeah, and
like if we were on a show that was mixed, we would not even pay attention to the guys. We'd be over like gossiping with the chicks about everything.
I'm sure there's someone from Below Deck they can throw on there. There's some bosun or some chef.
No, I think they learned their Below Deck lesson with that winter house because remember they were like, let's open this up to Below Deck people, and it just went to shit very fast.
Yeah.
Not because of the Below Deck people. Well, Malia wasn't great. She didn't really
Katie
help.
Flood wasn't great.
Yeah. None of them really helped, but okay, well, there's that.
It's time for a commercial. It's time for a Crappens commercial.
Good news. And that is a congratulations. It is to a new human that's in the world. Congratulations, new human. You are the 8th child. You're going to be the 8th child of Kelsey Grammer. 70-year-old dad. He's about to have his 8th damn
I love the
child.
misdirection. The misdirection was amazing. And here we thought it was going to be Kristen Doty, but no, Frasier.
I mean, congrats to her too. I'm sure that baby's psyched too. But the one who really won is Frasier. How many kids can you not support, sir?
Yeah, I mean, maybe like it's too much tossed salad and scrambled eggs at this point. Can we not?
Yeah.
Stop.
So he's having
Stop
a baby.
having babies.
Speaking of babies that are eventually going to be screwed over, Kim Zolciak. Now this is from Next Gen NYC because Ariana, Kim's daughter, is on there and said that her mom went through all of her money. She went through all of the daughter's money that she made as an influencer and all this stuff as a kid. And so now Kim Zolciak's money revealed. Housewives star owes more than $1.8 million in taxes and fees. So yeah, she may need to borrow more money as she owes more than $1 million in taxes and other fees. And you know, like, I wonder how much of that was just like at nickel machines in the local casinos. Because she was like a big nickel machine person.
You know what? This makes me more mad at Teresa because you know what? I'm sure Kim Zolciak would have loved to have been on WGN talking to Larry about her tax woes. And there, Teresa just hangs up like, oh, no big deal. When there are people like him who are out there actively trying to lose their money so that way they could be interviewed by a local radio TV station. Like, that is shame on Teresa. Shame on the privilege that she showed in that instance. When hardworking people like Kim Zolciak, I should say hard losing people like Kim Zolciak, are doing their best to lose at every nickel, quarter, and penny slot there is in between Atlanta and Western Mississippi.
Yeah, well, this was, I mean, we all know Kim's broke and she owes a lot of money, so that's not necessarily news. But the reason I clicked on this headline was because it says, I thought it was, never mind, I just read it wrong. I thought Kim Zolciak was commenting on it because I really wanted to hear Kim comment on it. Like, that wasn't her money. I made that money. I made all that money with, we made more money than the Kardashians. Wherever that went, I don't know. I don't know where that money went with that crazy kid. I wanted to hear what Kim has to say about it. Have you heard Kim respond to any of this?
No, I haven't. I mean, I don't generally, I haven't heard her say anything about it. Based on the fact that she's, stealing money from Ariana, I have to say that it sounds like financially things are not going so well for her. But,
I did see this headline. Guess what the headline is? I was reading the wrong headline. Okay. You know what? Sometimes I just copy and paste too many headlines into the thing. Former Real Housewives star hits back at claim she stole her daughter's money. And this is from the Daily Beast. After Next Gen star Ariana claimed all this, Kim Zolciak, blah, 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 says her estranged husband and former Atlanta Falcons linebacker Croy is the one responsible for the financial woes of the family. Just so we're clear, we're in 2025 and he just got a job in March of 2024. Okay. And he works as a crane and rigging coordinator at Superior Rigging and Erecting Company.
Well, based on the number of kids in that household, I would say there's been a lot of erecting for sure.
Yeah.
Perhaps even some rigging.
And with all those, there's been a lot of wigging. He's at Superior Wigging and Erecting Company.
Yeah.
So she's blaming Croy. I don't know what Croy spent it on.
Maybe rigging something.
This is scratch offs. This is money is all gone to scratch offs. So Kim said, even with the job, he hadn't paid a bill in this house in years. Not clothes for my children, not extracurricular. Nothing. I've worked my ass off to provide for my family and my children. He stole every piece of jewelry I ever owned in my life prior to him, as well as Brielle's, and sold it all. Every piece I ever owned in my life. Every piece.
Wow. You know, it's so funny because instead of doing that, you know what else she could have done? Gotten a job.
Yeah, you know, look. I mean, they're both a
Monster.com.
mess. It's not like Croy gets off scot-free with any of this stuff. But yeah, Kim, get a job. I mean, seriously, my God, the man is working as a crane operator. So I'm going to be on his side more than your side. You know, that man's like out there rigging and erecting.
Yeah, precisely. I think I don't know, Kim Zolciak, get a job. It's been a long time. She's
Kim Zolciak, here's my advice to you: rig, erect,
rig and erect. Okay, Croy can do it. You can do it too. I like this headline. Brynn Whitfield admits she wanted Bravo to fire her before choosing to exit Roni. This is too much. Okay, so that's what she wanted. She wanted it all along, guys. All this time, it's what she wanted. So she tells People magazine during an episode of her Please See Below podcast,
I decided at the reunion that I wasn't going to return, and I was like, it's too much.
sure, very
Instead,
convenient,
I
Brynn.
wanted them to fire me. Like, I just knew I wasn't going to do it. But I was hoping that they would either fire me or, like, I was hoping one day, like, they would cancel the show or something. Or they'd be like, hey, we're done casting. We signed everyone. Sorry, Brynn. Thanks. If you hoped that, then why did you decide after the reunion? She's so full of crap.
Because it was hard. Hard. I'm a baby.
She was inspired by Paige DeSorbo's social media post announcing her Summer House exit. So she just quit because she really likes Paige, and Paige did it.
But she wanted to follow in the footsteps of a fellow icon, Paige DeSorbo. Like, please don't elevate yourself to Paige DeSorbo. Like she did it, and I'll be a trailblazer too. You didn't. You were fired. Stop saying that you quit on your own. You were fired.
Yeah, it's like they made me quit. I just wanted them to break up with me, but they made me quit. Please see below. So she's like, yeah, I saw Paige do it, and I was like, I want that. I was just so happy for her. And I was like, I kind of want that for myself. Yeah, but Paige left because she had all these other prospects.
Yeah.
You know.
Paige was succeeding massively, and the audience loved her, and she was coasting off of the goodwill of millions of people. That's what prompted that.
Yeah. Did you hear about this? I mean, some of these I think we've already talked about. I think I mentioned in the Valley that Damon Dash owes $20 million in unpaid taxes. God, this is really about everybody just owing money. I guess the point of today's crappy hour is save your money.
Save your money.
Yeah, save your money, because now his daughter's getting kicked out. So all those Nepo babies are screwed. And they've been complaining about the reality TV kids coming on and ruining their like rep, because they're like actual New Yorkers who are rich. But yeah, you guys, it's not holding up. So be nicer to Ariana. Is my other suggestion for that crew. Jeez.
Yeah. Here's a headline that says, this is from Reality T. Tamara Judge has an apology for the Valley's Zach Wickham. I didn't even know that they even had a dust up to begin with. But during a recent episode of Two Teas in a Pod, basically Tamara gave major props to how Zach handled himself in the latest episode of The Valley. So why is she goes, I have an apology. I have like an apology for Zach Betch, because the first part of the season, I was like, just not feeling him Betch. Good to see Tamara still on the wrong side of history as usual. But because, by the way, Zach was perfectly good on the first half of this season. And I'm not just saying that because Zach came onto our show. He was like good. I don't know what the issue is.
So would she say that he sucked on the show?
Yeah. Yeah. She said that. And then she goes, I like his wig now. Ha. But this is also should not even be a headline. Like, this is actually bad reporting, because they make it sound like they had a feud. And all this is that in the beginning of the season, Tamara was like, yeah, I don't know if I feel Zach. And now she's like, yeah, you know what? I like Zach now. I mean, how many times do we do that on our show? Where are our headlines? Reality TV, why aren't you reporting to the world that we've changed our minds on a reality star?
Yeah, you've got to get a post where you got to get a PR person to call them and be like, wow, watch what Crappens said that Brynn didn't really quit. You know, you gotta have. They've got good PR over there, Tamara and Teddy. They always have. Ever since they started that show, it's like, oh my God, here's what Teddy Mellencamp thinks about Sutton living on a main road. You know, and then it's some article about what they talked about on their podcast. You know, I mean, hey, don't hate the hustler.
Alvy in the comments says, "Why are you repeating bad reporting?" Because we are bad reporters.
Why are you repeating bad reporting? Because we're not a news show. We're literally just like sitting around here reading over headlines, and that's what they are. Okay. But to get away from bad headlines, here's one that Alvy can stick in her pipe and smoke. The Traitors cast. This is a real one. This is real people being cast in a real show. Okay. You know what? It's not just Tamara who said it.
Yeah, this is a good cast. I feel like, did we talk about this? Did we save this?
We mentioned there were a couple housewives in it, but no, we haven't gone over the full cast of this. So let's go through it.
Why don't we go over it? Why don't we go over it? Shall we?
Yeah, okay. Let's do it.
So should we just go in the order that they have them here in this listing here in this article? Shall we do that?
Sure. We've got Donna Kelsey, who's the mother of NFL stars Travis and Jason. Lady, I'm sick of seeing your children everywhere. And I don't fucking need to see you everywhere either. Get the fuck out of my face and take your children with you. They're both very handsome. I'm sure they're both very talented. They both look smelly and ungroomed. Get them out of my house. Okay. Get them out of my face.
I am still pro Kelsey brothers. Like this is strange. They haven't bothered me. Like I'm not burnt out. I'm not like the Kelsey brothers. I'm not mad that their podcast is like so huge just by like them only just starting in like a second ago. I like them. I like their podcast. I like Donna. So I'm surprised that I haven't had a contrarian response to them yet, but I'm sure it will come.
I don't know her and I don't know them. I don't know sports. I don't understand them. I feel very offended by sports being put in my face. You know, just like you don't want my balls put in your face. I don't want your balls put in my face. I did not ask for this. And I feel like that should be relegated to Sundays with chips and whatever straight people do while they watch that. Sorry, not saying gay people don't watch it, but that's how it is from my childhood. And so I want you to go do that somewhere over there. I don't want this in my gay life. And I feel like Taylor Swift, you know, like I'm not a big Swiftie, but like I'm gay. So I feel like she's one of my presidents and that's just how it goes. I'm going to support her. And now I have to deal with straight things all the time, like football. I don't want to hear about it. I don't know who your big old fish, you know, hairy backed people are in your life. Just stay away from me. Leave me alone.
I feel you. Do you think that they're going to make her a traitor or not? Because, you know, it might be fun to have like the older woman of the group be a traitor, or do you think they're going to make her faithful so that way if people accuse her of being a traitor, it's that much more shocking?
Well, let me tell you one thing I've noticed from the Traitors, because I've watched a bunch of the UK seasons because I needed my traitor fix. So I think I watched 2 or 3 of those seasons.
Yeah,
how many did we watch?
We watched seasons 2 and 3 together.
Oh, 2 and 3.
Quietly.
Okay.
We didn't really broadcast it very much, but we watched it quietly with each other on tour and then talked about it.
Yeah. So as we watched that one, I noticed that whenever they put an older person in there, the younger people always get rid of them. You know, because I feel like young people just don't trust old people. That's just how it is. And it doesn't even mean they have to be legit young. They could be 20, you could be 30. They ain't going to trust you. You could be 40, they could be 30. They ain't going to trust you, you know? So like, look, if people don't agree with us, look what they say. They're like, stupid boomers. You know, first of all, we're not boomers. And second of all, how dare you? You're like 35. You know?
Yeah.
So I think that that's just natural. So I don't think it's wise to put the older person as the traitor because younger people will just kick them off because they naturally don't trust them. It's like we blame the older generations for everything that's gone wrong.
As we should, because they did something first, so we have to deal with it, you know? It's
but they also gave us the iPhone. You know what I mean? They gave us cable. They gave us, People magazine. Like just going back through history, people did horrible things, but they also gave you good things. Like,
listen, if I'm driving on the highway and the person in front of me throws an iPhone out their window and it hits my windshield, I could be like, yeah, I have an iPhone now, but I've also driven off the road.
Well, but you can call somebody about it because you've got an iPhone now that they just hit your car with.
Guess what? You're about to piss off Alvy again because Alvy says ageism is alive and well. Actually, I don't know. Actually, Alvy may be agreeing with us, maybe not pissed off. Alvy's a real firebrand.
Yeah, I like Alvy. Leave Alvy alone. Stop torturing.
Maybe Alvy's an older person, and I'm just like automatically falling into the trap. So here, who else is on? So Donna is on it. From the world of Bravo, we have Portia Williams, who I think is going to be great. I think Portia is going to I think she's going to sort of have the Chriselle role. I think she's going to accuse lots of people, or maybe the Dolores role of just like totally getting it wrong, but being likable in that space. Caroline Stanbury, which I think is going to be great. I want Caroline Stanbury to have some real good time at the table, because I just want her to be very cutting and to chop some people down.
I can see Caroline doing well because she's going to stay mostly quiet at first because, Caroline Stanbury doesn't really like other people. It takes her a long time to start talking. So she'll stay out of the fray and let the bigger characters go at it. Candace Dillard from Potomac, Candace Dillard Bassett. That's an interesting one. I'm not sure what her personality is like these days. It's been a while since we've seen her on the TV, but she does that pageant girl thing, which I think is off-putting for a lot of people at first.
Well, she will cry a lot. By the way, just want to say Alvy was agreeing with us. So looks like one big happy family. But Candace that triangle is gonna get a lot of views on the Traitors. They're just gonna have a big permanent supply of triangles just sitting there in the middle of the table that she will just be reaching for, because she's gonna cry at the table. She's going to cry after the table. She's going to cry for being accused. She's going to cry when she accuses. She's going to cry when she does a challenge. She's going to she will be I'm excited for all the people who have no experience with Candace Dillard to see what she's all about, because they're going to be.
Well, it's not the crying I'm excited for. It's the reading for filth and dragging people to the depths of hell, even when she doesn't have to. It's like going way too low in a fight when she doesn't really need to. That's what I like. And I hope it's against Donna Kelsey.
Why do I feel like she's not going to do that? I feel like she won't read for filth. I feel like she's going to be, dead set on rebranding herself. And I think that she still wants to make her pop career happen, or her R&B career happen. And so she is going to present herself as a singer and likable to America. And so I think she's going to just try to be like an America sweetheart. I think she will go back to pageant mode, but if she can read someone, that would be great. Although she and Portia had friction on Ultimate Girls Trip, so that might be an issue. She may not be able to, if she does try to do what I'm suspecting she may try, her friction with Portia may drag her back in to Real Housewives mode.
Okay, so then we have Lisa Rinna. I'm excited to see Lisa Rinna on this show.
She'll be great.
I feel like her last couple of years of Beverly Hills, she just got too much into the toxic fray and got into the Housewives thing of like teaming up to try and bring people down. And it ruined her. I mean, I think Lisa Rinna was great when she was just light messy.
Yes.
And she thought it was all stupid and she can't even believe she's doing this ridiculous thing. And that's kind of when she was good. And it's when she started taking it too seriously that she went wackadoo. Now, I think she still does take it too seriously. So I think she's going to be more wackadoo than ever, because now she's like that model. She's like reinvented herself as like a model again. And like as a model momager, but also like a model herself. She's like, look at me, I have crazy gray hair today and like insane clown makeup. Or like zombie clown makeup or whatever she's doing over there. But I'm interested to see this iteration of Lisa Rinna.
I think Lisa is going to have some decent reads. I think she will be good. She has a lot of experience on celebrity reality shows and competitions. I think she will confront people in a way that will be good. I think she won't be afraid to speak up at the round table. I'm hoping that we sort of get in touch with the Lisa Rinna who came on to Beverly Hills, like you said, versus the one who left it. But I think that she plays the game. I think she's eager, to sort of get back in front of those cameras in front of the Bravo audience and like prove herself again. And so I think that she will be a really strong addition.
Yeah. And then they're giving another chance to Miss Dorinda Medley.
Thank goodness.
Commercials. Here comes one right now.
Yeah.
Watch.
Do you think they will protect her in some way? Do you think they will make her a traitor? Do you think they will give her some sort of like ring of protection that she can't be voted? Like they'll have something that she comes in and she can't be voted off first or something like that.
I don't know, but I think she's going to be voted off first. I don't think they'll protect her because I think these people are evil and they will think it's hilarious if Dorinda's voted off first again. I think they will.
I think Rinna and Dorinda will clash for some reason. I don't know why. I feel like Rinna is going to be like, hello, Dorinda. Oh, yeah, you think you're friends with me? You're not friends with me. Well, I was just saying hello to you. Okay, well, you know what? Why don't you say hello to your ass? Because that's the only thing I'm looking at right now. A big fucking ass right in front of me.
Yeah. I think that Rinna is going to do something problematic. That's my prediction. I think Rinna is going to be around people who are not Real Housewives people, and her mouth is going to get her into some problematic trouble. That's what I think.
Wow.
That's my rando prediction.
That's big.
For this. Now,
all right,
with
so
who, I don't know, but we've got a couple gamers too. We've got Ian Terry from Big Brother season 14.
Yeah. That's kind of a fun choice. Yeah, he's like a permanent little boy kind of guy.
Yeah.
Tiffany Mitchell, who was part of the cookout season, and she was like a fan favorite. Tiffany was really strong. We really liked her. I haven't seen her on the challenge since then, so I don't know if she's still beloved or not. But she's there. Rob Cesternino, he's great. I'm excited for him. I think that he wanted to be on Survivor 50 and he wasn't chosen, so I love that he's actually getting to be on Traitors instead. Natalie Anderson. So Natalie was on The Amazing Race and then she wound up being on Survivor. And, I like Natalie. I think she's a good choice as well. And Yamil Arocho. Yam is the one who beat Carolyn last year on Survivor. Yam and Carolyn were allies, and Yam was he was cool. I liked Yam, even though I wanted Carolyn to win that season. So this is a nice selection of Survivor Big Brother people. It's not that awful selection that they had last year. Like, I really did not like the Big Brother and Survivor people last year that they drafted in.
it was Carolyn last year, so I loved her.
Yeah, I mean,
obviously Siri was the year before, and I loved her, or 2 years ago. So, because this is 4, right? So Siri was on there. I really liked her. So I don't know any of the Survivor people. So I kind of like them because they're all new to me. Like, I liked Rob last year. I liked him.
He was good.
And, yeah, I mean, I think they bring.
He was good. I'm just saying, like, they just sort of brought on a whole bunch of bros, and it was kind of like Rob and Derek.
That's true.
And,
they did
that West. It's just like,
yeah,
it was like, So then we also have. I love this. This is great. Rob from Love Island USA, he of the snakes and the overalls and the hiding in the swimming pool, he is going to be on. I think he will be hilarious. I think he's going to be one of those people that will have like a shockingly good read, but like he won't be able to convince people or back it up, and he'll probably get murdered because he calls out some of the traitors. And then we also have Maura Higgins, who I don't think you've had a huge amount of exposure to her except on seeing After Sun last year. But Maura on her season of Love Island was fantastic. She's got this amazing, strident and strong Irish accent, and she goes hot and cold very quickly. And when she goes hot, oh my God, she's just great. And so I'm really hoping that Maura is still there and not like the media trained After Sun host Maura.
Yeah. Well, other stars competing, that I love this next one. And this is a problematic take too, because when he won The Bachelor, he became crazy and like started stalking the girl that he was with. And like, I think he put a tracker in his car. Like, he went nuts. And then he came out of the closet. So then it turned out he was a gay stalker stalking this girl. I mean, it was crazy, but I still stand by the picture I had when I used to recap The Bachelor over at Rose Bricks. And it was this guy's season. And I cut myself into every single bachelorette and put my head on top of theirs so I could be vying to marry Colton Underwood. Okay. Love me some Colton Underwood. He's so dumb. And he's like, I don't know. He's like, I have my charity. It's for like people who like leather jackets and are too young to buy them in football. Like, it's something so weird. Like, he was like a weird flimsy motorcycle jackets and odd hair and like a little lisp. I just love little Colton Underwood. What a little angel. I can't wait to see what happens to Colton. He'll be up first.
Yeah, I feel like he'll be kind of boring on it. Like, he might be in that like what Pilot Pete role, like that semi Dylan Efron. Like, Dylan Efron was like, I think we all liked him, but there was something about him kind of boring. Like, I feel like we all liked Dylan Efron, but we all were simultaneously rooting for him not to win. I don't know, or maybe that was just me.
We like Dylan Efron. It's just, it's like when the obvious good guy, it's like, I'm the best good guy there ever is.
Yeah.
It's kind of annoying,
so weak.
you know what I mean? I've got a lot
He was a
of
little
like
sanctimonious,
Ursula the Sea Witch in me, as we all know. And it's just the good guy just being so earnest and just, I'm just such a good guy. And everyone's like, oh my God, he's the best guy you can possibly be a traitor. He's like the best. And then I just want them to, I want the Sea Witch to win. I want Ursula to win,
Yeah, and also that he like just did whatever Rob told him to do, and I really hated that. He turned against my favorites, and he's like, yeah, he's like the good guy, and he's like such the good guy. And then you look at his social media, and he's got like he's like gorgeous. He's got this gorgeous body, and he's always shirtless, doing like good guy kind of things, like playing with golden retrievers and like going to Disneyland with his like brother who somehow is 4 years old, or like doing something nice, and he just lives like this charmed, golden, perfect life. And I'm like, fuck you,
Yeah, yeah.
He's great, but I want to be his friend. But like he's also like
a response, like he's adorable, and so you want to see him fail.
He was way better than Pilot Pete. Like at least like Dylan Efron is like aspirational, and like I actually feel like I would enjoy being in his presence, except for the no bathing thing. But like Pilot Pete was actually like insufferable and annoying.
Oh, Pilot Pete's the worst, yeah. And he was on his season 2. He's terrible. But yeah. Dylan, what was I going to say about Dylan? He's, in his defense, in his season, when we started not liking Dylan, he didn't even do anything wrong. We just didn't like that he wasn't letting the person we wanted to win. Because, like, we really liked Brittany. And so he wasn't just handing the game to Brittany, and we're like, how dare you? You sexist. So like,
we're like, Brittany has really good points. You're not listening to them. Fuck you for being absolutely correct in your statements.
And not just handing her the whole game. So I think he played a really good game, and I feel like we were unfair to him. But anyway, he's not on this. Why are we talking about him?
No, he's not. But by the way, the Traitors is so...
I'll say that.
The Traitors is so funny because like you get so angry at the faithful for not being able to figure out the traitors. Like, oh my God, you guys are all idiots. Why don't you figure out who the traitor is? And the moment they find out the traitor, like, fuck you. We liked our traitors. Why would you do that to us?
Yeah, we're like, leave the traitors alone. They're just trying to murder everybody. Can't a villain get a lunch break?
I think it's because when the faithful miss, they always take out someone we really like. And I'm like, no.
Yeah, it's true. That show fucks with your head on who to root for, Okay, so we've also got Top Chef host Kristen Kish. Not sure. I'm interested to see what her real, her off hosting personality is like. She seems pretty cool on Top Chef. So we'll see. I'm down.
I think I mentioned this maybe on our Top Chef recap. Like, it's a weird choice for me, and this has nothing to do with like who Kristen Kish is. It's just a weird choice because Top Chef seems to be a reality show that is like higher end and a little fancier and like above typical reality show shenanigans. And in fact, the one time that they started to like go into that space when they like shaved Marcel's hair and all those people got kicked off because like we're not about that. So it seems sort of odd to me that the host of a show, like it'd be one thing if it was like a Chef Testant who then comes here. They're like, okay, they're on the reality circuit, like Richard Blaze sacrificed his soul to that ages ago with all that. But like the host of Top Chef going on to the Traitors just feels strange to me. But my theory is that this way NBCU can promote the upcoming season of Top Chef by having Kristen on the show, and then Traitors begets, like that comes off the schedule, Top Chef comes on. That's like my only way I can imagine why she was cast on this.
Well, I predict that is the most conversation we're going to have about Kristen, because I don't see her bringing much to my conversation in the thing. But, I'm rooting for her. I like her. So she'll then let's go through some of these real quick until...
She'll be like, Dorinda, I love you, but I'm going to vote for you, Dorinda. Everything's going to be her saying she loves someone and then choking up and voting someone off.
You guys, I had to do this last week, and it was really difficult. So as someone who's been here at this round table before, let me tell you, I understand where you guys are coming from. Okay.
As someone who's eaten at a round table before, earn this. Okay. Savor this moment.
I'm going to go through these last ones real quick until we get to the worst of the bunch, just because we need to get out of here so we can talk to listeners and stuff. But Eric Nam he's a singer-songwriter. I don't know.
No idea who he is.
Yeah, me neither. But that means nothing, by the way. I'm a boomer. Don't forget. Dancing with the Stars, Mark Ballas. Drag Race alum Monet, which should be
Monet Exchange. She's a big one.
Yeah, she's huge. Comedian Roy Funches and then Laguna Beach, the real Orange County alum Stephen Coletti. That's a weird one, right?
It is a weird one.
The real Orange County.
Ron Funches is weird too, I think. But
yeah, we get real weird here at the end. And then Olympic figure skaters Johnny Weir and Tara Lipinski. So
I kind of love that duo on this show because they're like, they host together and they're like besties on NBC. So that's a fun duo and they're like very funny together.
And Johnny Weir is going to be a crazy one to have on here. Okay, so the biggest controversy I think is actor Michael Rappaport. People are going to go crazy with it. He's going to be the most obnoxious fucking person to ever be on this show, and that's saying something.
He's too much. He's too much. He's gonna be very on, and he's gonna be. Oh God, I will be so mad if he has like a good edit, and then we all wind up liking him. If we all start being like, I can't believe I like Michael Rappaport, but I think that he's gonna be so annoying on it.
That guy's gonna be so fucking annoying. Oh my God.
Listen, it could be worse. It could be Jerry O'Connell. That's what I say.
So I predict the person that Candace will read to filth because I think that Candace, reputation be damned. She knows that music is not going to sell very well. She's going to come back on here and try and re-cement her reputation as a really good reader and housewife so she can get back on that show. And I think or a show like that. And I think she is going to read Michael Rappaport for filth. Okay? I think so. He's going to open his big stupid mouth and she's going to just let him fucking have it. And I can't wait.
I think she will, and I think it will be great because I feel like he thinks because he's in an interracial relationship, I think, and I believe I remember when he had that famous scene with Kenya Moore on Watch What Happens Live. I definitely got the sense that he thinks that he has like a card, like he can like play the black card, and he's like a white guy, and I'm like, I don't think so. When he was calling her feet ashy, I was like, yeah, no, you don't get to make the in jokes, the cultural in jokes like that as a white guy just because you're married to a black woman.
Sorry, like I will give him credit for having this talent. He made me excited to see Candace back on TV again. Because I'm not a hater, but I'm not like a huge fan. I wasn't like, oh my God, Candace. But now that I know that she's got Michael Rappaport to yell at, I'm like, yes, Candace. I'm going to get t-shirts made with Candace's face on them.
Yeah, but like reality TV gods are cruel and they're going to have like an unlikely friendship and they will like look out for each other and it'll be like really frustrating. Like that's what's going to happen. I think if I had to believe that, I think if I looked at this group, I see Natalie from Survivor going very far. I'm just going to predict that. I think that she can like lay low and play like she's just like a nice person. I think that like she was a very strong Survivor player, but I don't think that people always think of her as a strong Survivor player the way they do of like Boston Rob and someone like that. And I think that she can just be like very like girly and friendly with everyone. But she will sort of, I think, go under the radar. I think she could be a very, very effective traitor.
I think my vote for one of the top people is going to be Kristen. I think Kristen has a really good chance. She's very smart. She can get along with anybody. She's going to be quiet enough that she's non-threatening in the beginning, and everyone's going to see her as a non-threat until the very end. And I think Kristen has a really good chance. But let's see, everybody. This is the ending of our talking portion of this, our audio portion. We are going to talk to you guys now via video chat. So anybody who is with us on YouTube Live, join or StreamYard, whatever, Patreon, you will get a link in your comments right now. And you can come on and we'd love to talk to you. Everybody else, we'll see you in another couple of weeks for Crappy Hour. We'll talk to you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Watch What Crappens would like to thank its premium sponsors. Ain't no thing like Allison King.
Our way is the Amber way.
It's the Foster and the Furious. It's Amanda Foster.
She can run my country. It's Angie McGovern.
It's Always Automatic with Ashley Otto. Put your hands together for Carly Clapp.
Get on the right foot with Chrissy Offit. We never miss her call. It's Diane Call.
Aaron McNicholas. She don't miss no trickolas.
Hava Nagila Weber.
You'll never hide from Heidi Eleanor Jones.
I go, you go, we all go for Hugo.
Jamie. She has no last namey.
She's our kind of mess. It's Jennifer Messer.
Sipped some scotch with Jessica Trotch.
She's our favorite streamer, Caroline Peacock.
She gets an A. It's Kelly B.
Kristen the Piston Anderson. Get a bee in your bonnet with Lacey B.
Que sera, whatever will be, will Lauren Silsby.
Bringing the funk, it's Leslie Plunkett.
She gets an A from us. It's Lindsay D.
Let's give a kisserino to Lisa Lino.
Fresh as a daisy, it's Maisie McKinnery.
We love her on the rocks, it's Melissa Cox. Megan Berg. You can't have a burger without the Berg.
This is Livin' with Michelle Vivian.
I love a ya, Olivia Williamson. Tastier than Flanderson, it's Rachel Manderson.
She sure is swell. It's Raquel.
Yes, we canna, it's Savannah.
Cast a spell with Shannon Spellman. Let's share with Sharon Eldridge. The Bay Area Betches. Betches.
And our super premium sponsors.
She's VVIP, it's Amanda V. Can't lose when you're with Amy Baldwin.
Somebody get us 10 cc's of Betsy MD.
We're taking the gold with Brenda Silva.
Let's get real with Caitlin O'Neill.
Don't get salty with Christine Pepper. Can't have a meal without the Emily Sides.
Let's go into the woods with Guy Tubbs.
Who, what, why, where, and Gwen Pentland.
It's our queen, it's Queen Laifah.
Nobody holds a candle to Jamie Kendall. Hail the Cork Master, the Master of the Cork, Jennifer Corcoran. We got our wish, it's Jen Plish.
She's not harsh, she's Jill Hirsch.
She's a little bit loony. Junie. Knock, knock, knocking on Katie Manock's door. My favorite Murdo, Karen McMurdo. We love him madly, it's Kyle Pod Shadley. In the study with a candlestick, it's Leslie Peacock. We're ride or die for Lisa Ryder Barron. She's a whiz, it's Liz Sarthy. Always killing it, it's Lola Alkalani.
The incredible edible Matthews sisters.
She eases our woes, it's Melissa St. Rose.
We're on the floor with Molly Dorset. There's a chance of meatballs, it's Rebecca Cloud.
She's the queen bee, it's Sarah Lemke.
We cannot tell a lie, it's Sarah Telefson.
Shannon, out of a cannon, Anthony. Come on, shake your body, baby, do the Sydney Congdon. Let's take off with Tamla Plain.
It's always a good time when you're wasting time with Bravo.
She ain't no shrinking Violet Kuchar. We love you guys.